Hey everybody, welcome back to Soul Therapy. I'm Randy.
And Kendall,
What's up, Kendall? How's it going?
2022, two married
You say
men.
that you say that with such excitement.
We're two married men. Life goes
Two
on.
married men. So everybody, I got married in 2021 and Kendall did as well. Congratulations, Kendall.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a beautiful wedding. How many times did you change your shoes?
We're gonna get into that. That's definitely a segment. But what you rocking today, Randy?
Today I am rocking Nike by You Air Max 90s. I'll slip them off real quick. We'll show the people.
Nike by me, or they were by you?
Nike by me, but they call it Nike by You. We call They have three different materials on them. They got leather, tweed, and suede.
I kind of doubt the Nike ID leather. I think it's pleather.
Well, it's probably pleather. But
Mine. The ones I got earlier this year, they already have a paint chip on the sole, so I'm thinking the Nike ID isn't the highest quality.
they just got extra material just laying in a box somewhere and they're just throwing that shit together.
I don't know. Or they just, you know how like you call customer service and like you hear somebody's kids in the background because they're like driving. I think that's how they make the Nike ID shoes. Like they have a bunch of contractors and whoever has paint, just go to town.
Oh, they're just contracting that shit out.
Yeah, yeah. Those
I
people
love
definitely don't
that.
get benefits.
Well, we call these the Ultra Balls like Pokemon, but I have some Wu Tang socks on today, and I feel like they could be the Wu Tang Air Max 90s.
Wu Tang, Wu Tang.
What
No,
you
the colors
rocking?
definitely fit. The colors fit. So I'm rocking these Gore-Tex Air Force Ones.
Oh, there we go. He's ready for all weather.
These also have different materials, But the Gore-Tex, has the extra lining on the inside, so they're waterproof.
Yep.
And of course, they go well with my Good Energy hoodie. Shout out to Good Energy
Shout out Good Energy. I noticed that you
out of
still had
Raleigh.
the size sticker in the sole. Do you? That's a great.
Oh, and this?
Do you keep those in? Do you remove them? Do you
I don't
remove them
take
when
I
you
don't
think
take the
about it?
time. I don't take the time to pull it out.
No.
If it gets stuck to my sock, it gets stuck. But
I'm 50-50 on it. If I think about it, like when I first get the shoe out, they pull out real well. But I've had a couple where I wore the shoe straight out of the box and I didn't think about it. And then I had to go back
it
and try to
bonded.
get it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's no once you've worn it, there's no getting that sticker out. Like
it
it's
was like that
stuck
hat
in
in
there.
Matilda.
The hat in Matilda?
Yeah, the glue it fused to his hair.
Oh yeah, that's right. Danny DeVito, and he was trying to pull it off. Yeah, yeah,
Taking
that's
it back
about
old
right.
school. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that to you.
What you been up to lately?
Man, 2021 was a tough year. We lost young Dolph. Sad, sad times. Sad times. But recently, I've been recovering after the wedding. We can talk about the wedding now since you wanted to bring it up.
I
I've
mean,
been recovering.
we might as well.
So I started off in the ceremony with some custom loafers made by the Robert Jameson collection.
Fire.
Much better quality than Nike ID, I have to say. I got to customize those. They came out very well. I got a lot of compliments on them. They were featured on Martha Stewart, so I'm thinking I may need to pursue my passion of designing dress shoes.
Featured on Martha Stewart. So tell us about that. Your shoes were featured on Martha Stewart's website?
Yeah, along with the rest of the wedding photos and the decor, but specifically the designer was called out. They mentioned how the shoes matched the velvet black tux that I had on, and Martha's my best friend, so
Oh, you guys
move
are
over, Uncle
famous
Snoop.
now.
Yeah, yeah. She
You're
says she
famous.
likes me more than Snoop, so.
You're on a whole other level now. This is gonna be cooking with Kendall next.
Now I'm just trying to get some sponsors. We've been trying since day one. We're gonna get these sponsors. We're gonna we're
Martha's
gonna,
the
we're gonna get
first
that work.
stop. Yeah, yeah. Martha's the first stop. That's where we're going.
How's your New Year going, Rand?
My new year is great. Um, have a have exciting news. We have a new baby coming along. We're gonna we're due in July. I say we, but I'm not the one having the baby. So I've actually been
Oh, you'll
whenever
be
I
there.
talk to people, yeah, whenever I talk to people about it, I'm like, well, do I say we or like my wife is having a baby? I mean, I'm gonna be there,
I
but
think a wee
she's
thing.
the one
Yeah.
doing the work.
You did some work in the beginning.
I, there was there was some work. That's always an interesting conversation with your parents and your in-laws. Are you trying to have a baby? Well, how many details do you want about us trying to have
We try
a
about 3 times a week.
baby? Yeah.
That's
do you, do you want to know positions or methods? What are
well,
you
in North
asking
Carolina, there's only
exactly?
one that's legal, so you better have stuck to that one on for this recording.
Is that true?
That is true. I'll let you look that up on your own time.
I
Back
will
to the wedding,
definitely
though. So yeah,
definitely look that up.
I
Back
started
to
in
the
the
wedding.
loafers. Then when we got to the reception, I had to throw on some kicks because my co-host, my boy Randy, was there, so I had to show out. Of course, and then all my kids from my friends from my childhood who were accustomed to seeing me in Air Force Twos. Um, I had to pull out some kicks for them as well. So and none of the shoes were out of the trunk of a car that you may have been approached by a reseller at the gas station. So these are all legitimate shoes, very different from the last time some of my friends saw me. But yeah, so I had the I pulled out four. Did I do four? Four different pairs of shoes. Every hour I had to change in reception. I had a hard time narrowing it down to the four I was going to pick, and of course they all had to correlate with the theme colors of the wedding, the color palette, as approved by the wife. So I narrowed it down to 11s because originally the patent leather on the 11s was supposed to, emulate the patent leather on tuxedo shoes, and
Yep.
the 11s to be worn with a tuxedo. So since I wore a tuxedo the entire evening, I stuck with 11s. So I started with the Pantone 11s, the UNC 11s, because we did have Pantone in our color palette, and I knew that those would pop against the black loafers that I had on before. So my wife and I we walked out to Jumpman by Drake and Future. She had on the glitter 11s that I got her when I proposed in
And this
2019.
is probably the first time she's worn them
Absolutely, absolutely. And they're probably not going to be worn again. But you know what? That's not
ever,
what we're talking about.
ever.
We're not talking about that right now. And then from the Pantone 11s, I went into the Columbia 11s, the all white with a little bit of Pantone pops in them. So those rock well. Then
Fire,
for our little
fire.
send off video, I changed into the bread 11s, black and red. Want to be a little less pop for the send off. Didn't want to take any of the shine away from my wife. Pun intended. Shine patent 11.
Oh, it was
And
good. Good
then
call.
to finish the night, I threw on a cool grays because last time I
I
only got to
mean,
wear them once before they disappeared. So I figured if I wore them once this time, at least it'd be on camera.
you gotta go ahead and break those out, especially this time of year. You just got them, so they had to make an
Oh,
appearance
absolutely, absolutely. So Raven reviews from the dress shoes and the kicks that hit with the fit.
with the fit. Well, the
Randy,
you know the
did you change shoes at the wedding?
I did. I did. I for the ceremony, I brought some very nice classic black wingtips. I have a little bit of a experience background with dress shoes. I sold shoes at Johnson and Murphy for a little while, but I didn't get Johnson and Murphy. I went Cole Haan this time, and
Huh?
but after the ceremony, I switched to the satin ones. I had a satin lapel on my jacket,
He
so that
did.
it fit in with the satin lapel. and I had the red laces. You guys had a lot of red at your wedding, so it had to,
Yeah.
pop with the colors of the wedding. And then
And the wife got you those. And she was
yep,
your date, so you had to.
wife got me those for Valentine's Day, and it worked perfect for the wedding. But you guys had a Santa at the wedding, which I've never seen before. And
You
he
never seen
actually
Santa?
yeah, I've
Man, that's
never seen
rough.
Santa, never once. But he liked the red laces. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, we should have told Santa he could have rocked some kicks.
I
He could
think
have rocked some
so.
sneaks. I think he
He
got
didn't
on the
have to. He
boots,
didn't have to
you
wear
know.
the big boots. He could have.
Yeah.
He could have worn some J's.
Some Air Mags.
Something. Oh, Air Mags on Santa would be fire.
Yeah, I mean Santa's always going back to the future.
That's right. I would love to see some Air Mags on Santa. Well, it
Next
was
time.
a
Next time.
it was a great wedding. I had a blast. The wife had a blast. Got to change out my shoes. It was a good time.
A1. A1.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, big things happening. Um, the Braves won the World Series.
The what?
The Braves. The Braves. I got my hat. Got my hat. I made sure to get it. Um, I got a little onesie for the new baby as well. World Series champs. Probably wear it once and then be too big for it. I probably won't be buying any sneakers for the baby at first.
Well, by the
Probably
next
wait.
time the Braves win the World Series, the baby will be able to buy you a onesie.
Wow. Wow. That's harsh.
When was the last time they won?
It's been about 20 years.
All right, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I'm
been
just
exactly 20
just
years.
ratios. That's all it is, ratios.
Well, they just want to make it big. So it's like 20th anniversary and we're going to win the World Series.
Oh, so what is NC State basketball waiting for?
So anyway,
The 100th anniversary?
we'll move on. we'll just move right on from that. No, enough of that. Enough of that. Uh, I will be going to see them play basketball in the next couple of weeks, and I hope they win. I hope they win. That's all I can hope for.
Hope is all you got.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Anyway, big year 2021, a little rough for some. Wasn't too bad for us. We got married. It was great. I'm about to have a new baby. That's awesome. But that's not what the people came here to hear. They want to know about sneakers. That's what they're listening for. What are we talking about today, Kendall?
I think we're talking about top 5 pickups from 2021 and a little
That
bit
is
of current
exactly
events.
what we're talking about.
We always meld in some current events.
We'll probably talk about some current events for sure. There's some big ones to talk about. But to jump right into it, top pickups, top 5 pickups for 2021. This was difficult. This was hard to decide,
It's
right?
a hard homework. I don't know how you can narrow it down to 5. I didn't know if the 5 was supposed to include, the pair you rock and the pair you stock. It gave me a lot of anxiety, and I feel like it's discriminatory. And some of the shoes that I picked up, they all deserve recognition.
Did you feel a little bad about leaving some sneakers out?
Oh, terrible, terrible! I
Yeah.
probably won't sleep tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. I have a whole like matrix of like how I picked everything out. I have it written down right next to me, and I'll probably post it on the gram so people can see what madness goes on to make these decisions. But it
Did you
wasn't
drop
easy.
Matrix because they came out with the new movie?
I didn't, but you brought it up. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen any of those movies.
What?
I'm not a Keanu Reeves fan.
You don't have to be a Keanu Reeves fan. There's a lot of other people in those movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not just Keanu Reeves for 2 hours.
Usually that's how his movies go.
I mean, he's the main character, but there's other people in the movies.
Usually it's him and his gun.
Wow, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, wait. Before we get to our top 5 2021, you really have never seen any of the Matrix movies
No,
at all.
I don't do red pill or blue pill.
Not even like a snippet. You didn't like catch it on TV just scrolling through.
I mean, I've seen a little bit. I know the whole, Macarena scene.
All
Oh,
right, well,
Limbo, not
all right,
Macarena.
that's fine. That's fine. The new movie was great from a special effects point. Lots of people hated it, but I like most things, so I enjoyed it. Anyway, top five 2021. I'm gonna start it out. My first pick for my top five, I had to pick one of my customs that I put together. We're calling these the Maple Bacon Air Max 90s.
So
The
something you designed.
something I
That's in
designed.
your top five.
That's in my top
It's
five,
not
of
conceited at
course.
all.
No, it's not.
Eh,
It's not. It's not conceited one bit. I couldn't sit here going through the top five and not pick something that I designed.
of course not.
So the bacon, the Air Max 90 bacons, they re-dropped, re-release in 2021. I didn't get a pair. I didn't want to buy them resell, so I went on Nike by You and I made the Maple Bacons. They're very similar. They're a little sweeter though. A little
A little
sweeter.
sweeter.
A little sweeter, a little sweeter. And then what's funny is that the resale prices are actually less than buying a pair of customs on Nike by You, but that's that's not the point.
It's neither here nor there.
No, it has nothing to do with this. So Mabel Bacon's number five.
Well, I'm not ranking mine because that's just mean, and I don't have the heart to do it. But
That's
since you pull
fair.
out some Air Maxes, I will also pull out some Air Maxes. I'm gonna go with the Air Max One by Clot.
Ah, the clots.
These might get a little reflective in the light, but
They are a little reflective in the light. Those are shiny.
I like all the materials on them. Of course, they came with a little lace swappy as
Lace
they come off
swaps.
because I'm not wearing them. They're not touching the ground.
So
Why?
you're really never gonna
Because they
wear
have clear
these.
soles.
Oh yeah, hold that up for a minute. Hold that up for a minute.
They have clear soles.
The sole is one of the best things
They also have
about this shoe.
a clear cap.
Yep.
So yeah, these aren't going to touch the ground other than when I put them down right now.
So
Onto my carpet.
you're really never going to wear them.
I just don't know if I'll have a fit that hits, and I really need like an A1, like an A5 Wagyu fit to
Yeah,
go
I
with
feel
those.
that. Yeah. I
I
bought
really
an
need it.
Atmos t-shirt just for those shoes.
I picked up a couple things in stores when I got home. The colors didn't match,
Yeah.
so it's just hard with the veg tan and that specific maroon on the leather. So I'll figure
Yeah,
it out. I'll figure
it's
it
a
out.
tough pick. Great shoe though. Great shoe.
What you got next?
Next.
I see the pine greens on the couch, so I'm guessing those didn't make it.
Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. Next
Oh, there's some
is the
greens.
Sakai Blazer Lows. It's a great shoe. Great shoe. I actually these dropped on my birthday in 2021, and sneakers, they must know it's my birthday because they gave me the win. I
Or
love
because you
the
put your birthday on your profile, but I'm sure.
well, you got to do it. I love the cut off top, the double tongues, the double laces, the double swoosh. These don't get as much love as the waffles, which is fine with me because it makes it easier for me to get them. But I'm also a big fan of blazers, so the Sakai Blazer Lows, they go real well with a like Whalers t-shirt as well if you're into hockey.
All right, all right.
Yep, yep.
Since you pulled out some Nikes, I'm gonna go with the UNC ones.
No, I knew those were coming out.
I had to get these. They're so soft,
Yeah, yeah. Look at those. Those are
and
pretty.
the Jordan ones have the Nike brand on them. The Jordan, logo, the Jumpman really didn't come until what was it, the threes or the fours? Because Jordan was with Nike, didn't really have Jordan brand. So I really like the Nike insignia on here, the Nike on the tongue, and these really wowed me because they have the rolled leather, So they're very soft, and then they have the yeah, they're just overall great shoes. I love these.
I
I have worn these. Any like Carolina shoes I do wear those because go heels.
I was surprised that I didn't see those come out at the wedding. I thought that might be a wedding shoe.
They were number 3 before I switched over to doing all 11s.
They
So
were a contender for
yeah,
sure.
but I couldn't pick the 4th pair, so I was like, well, if I do 11s, I can narrow it down. So that's what happened.
Well, we're getting close to the halfway mark.
What
So
you got next? Our signature sound. No laws on the claws.
no laws. Don't mind the hiccup.
I
Next,
remember my first time drinking.
this is the first day I've ever drank. Don't I look like it?
Absolutely.
Next is a pair of Adidas. We had to have
Oh.
some Adidas on the list
Oh.
because I doubt Kendall was going to bring any Adidas.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to tail that off. No transition there.
I was excited about this pickup. This is the Adidas Zx 8000 Aqua.
Those are pretty nice.
Yeah, this is an old school colorway right here. They were re-released in 2018, 2019. I actually had to go resell for these because I didn't get them the first time around. But the colors, I can't get over the colors.
Wait, Adidas sold out and they weren't Yeezys?
Yeah, it happens.
And they weren't NMDs?
It happens. People don't even really mess with them NMDs like that anymore.
Trends come and they go.
They come and they go, but the ZXs, they'll never go.
Well, since you pulled out a non-Jordan and non-Nike, I can do that.
What you got?
I can do that. It's not no 3 stripes. But I got the Saya.
There we go.
Lux Cloak.
Oh, that's a big pickup right there.
Now you'll see that these have the little 3M reflective on it. Little chameleon change of colors. They get real shiny if I put the light real close to them.
Let's see it. Oh, they do get shiny.
And also, they glow in the dark. Now, I'm not going to cut the lights right now, but the soles do glow in the dark.
I was going to say, I like the soles. I love the soles on those.
And these are extremely comfortable. You can see the Saya logo on the inside. I did a little unique lacing with them.
Okay.
Or I finished the laces in the back because they do come with some nice holes in the back and then a little strap. And again, you can see the vulture logo because Sai is all about calling out the culture vultures. We're just biting off the culture. So it's a small brand out of the Bay in California. Designer Devlin Carter. He's getting very big. He drops a lot of shoes now. I really like what he does around the community, educating kids, helping them learn how to design shoes and clothes. Shout out to Saya. What you got next, Rand?
Next is the Pine Green 3s.
Oh, you threw a little curveball there, Randy Johnson.
There's just one shoe back there, so I could show these off right now.
Those nice.
The level of excitement that I have about actually getting this pair of shoes is pretty high. I think anybody who's listening to the podcast knows that I love green. So if it's got green on it, I'm probably going to find a way to get it. But these Pine Green 3s are so fresh. We'll go with Nubuck. The Nubuck on them is so soft. It's so smooth.
Jordan has a way of softening their Nubuck like no other.
And then it's got the Jumpman, if you can see it, is outlined in this like gold.
That thing's nice.
It's an amazing shoe. I love it. I have tons of fits for this shoe. And
now, is your excitement around actually being able to buy them at retail? Because our economy has shifted from supply and demand to this kind of fabricated. There's a shortage of everything. There's fabricated shortages. Yes, fabricated scarcity and demand. So you were excited because you got them for retail.
I mean, I definitely think there's some excitement there. Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the big problems right now is that people who want to buy sneakers to wear them, they it's almost like winning a lottery to actually buy that shoe at retail. And I had to enter like multiple raffles, hit sneakers, had to be on foot sites on the day of the drop to make sure I got one pair. So we're talking like 4 to 8 sites to actually get one pair of sneakers, because there is this like built-in scarcity, because there's lots of people who they're just buying the shoes. They may wear them, they may resell them, but it's almost like people, I think there are people just entering sneakers drops just to see if they'll get the shoes. So there is some excitement around just getting them at retail, but also the colorway is something that fits with a lot of what I wear.
Well, if you think fabricated scarcity is bad now, just wait until everyone's in the metaverse and they're wearing their NFT shoes. And you're thinking, well, they're digital shoes. Can't they just copy the digital file? Well, they're leather shoes. Can't they just make more leather?
There are a lot of thoughts around that as well, like the scalability of creating more pairs. So, the concept is it actually financially plausible for a brand like Nike to just make more pairs? And I think there's a lot of argument about that. My thought process around it is, if you want to buy the shoes to wear them, you should. If you're just buying a bunch of pairs hoping that the resale value will go up, then I think that there needs to be some kind of gate on that.
Well, that's why Saya does pre-orders.
Yeah.
So you know exactly how many pairs to make, and you already have buyers for them. But we don't want to give Nike any ideas because apparently they
Well,
steal enough. Speaking of buying at retail,
this guy, he's just going to move on from that.
I think I'm going to have to pull out the Raging Bull 5s.
Raging Bull 5s.
Now they tried to rename them this time, some Toro or something like that, but I don't like that name.
Toro Bravo.
These are very, very red. They're beautiful. I've only worn these like once, I think.
I like the lace situation you got going on.
Oh yeah,
there.
I threw some.
Yeah.
I bought some reflective laces. Threw those on top of the red laces that came because they didn't really come with a lace swap.
That's
of course
nice
they had the 3M reflective tongue, so I tried to do a little something.
I like it.
The laces
I like
with
it.
the tongue.
See, I like
but
that.
These came out in a pack.
Sorry, go ahead.
These came out in a pack before. Yep. And I'm glad they didn't come out in a pack this time. I haven't seen a lot of packs come out recently, so I'm glad Nike stopped doing that. It's probably their thing. They're trying to be sustainable and cut down on cardboard, so they don't make you buy 2 pairs of shoes at once. But yeah, I was happy about these.
What was the other shoe in the pack previously?
Oh, Randy.
Oh, you should have had that knowledge locked
They're
and loaded. Like I wasn't gonna ask.
They were the 3M reflective 5s, I believe.
Okay.
And I have those also. Those are real old. They're at least 15 years old.
Can you still wear those, or will they just crumble if you take them out of the box?
Yeah, I currently have them in a Ziploc bag because I did not want them exposed to any more oxygen.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say, at a certain point, that sole is just gonna stop being an actual shoe sole.
Right. So I don't know.
Crumbles.
Now my foot's in them, but I don't wear them.
I want to go back to that. You said your foot's in them.
My foot
fits
in them.
Did you catch that? Your foot fits in them. All right.
What you got?
All right. My last one on the top 5 is the Dunk versus AF1 Dunks.
Those better have been number 1.
Oh, they had to be number 1. Now that was real quick. That was actually the easiest part of doing this, was picking number 1. Like I looked over at my shoe wall and I knew exactly what was number 1, and it was these right here. They got this snake skin on the toe box and up around the laces. They got the undefeated logo on the
Whew.
back heel. They got the undefeated logo on the tongue. They got the cool purple, and the purple is canvas. The swoosh is suede, and then
Oh wow.
everything else is leather. Um,
Yeah, if
oh,
you
and
didn't
then
make those number one, I would have kicked you off the show.
oh, I'm sure the purple sole. There's no better. There's not a better shoe in my collection at this point, other than these for me. But the Dunk
Ooh.
versus AF1, they did three, I guess, packs, three
Hmm.
packs of the Dunk versus AF1, and I would like to fill out the whole collection. They were all great shoes, but this was my favorite.
Well, I got one more, then I got an honorable mention because I don't follow instructions.
I have an honorable mention as well, so that's okay.
Good, good, good.
Yep.
I wasn't asking for your validation. You just know I don't follow instructions. Uh
We could get into that if we want to, but go ahead. What's your number one?
oh, I can pull out the cool grays. I got to pull out the
Cool
cool grays
Grays.
again. These were in no specific order. This happens to be the stock pair. They've not been worn, but these were a long time coming. They got the patent leather. I really like how soft the new buck is on them. I was disappointed in Jordan Brand for not shipping Jordan 11s with the plastic insert. I don't know who I need to complain to or what petition I need to start. I know we're all trying to be sustainable, but if I can still buy solo red cups at Target, I should be able to get a plastic insert in my bleeping Jordan 11s.
Agreed.
They're the only
Agreed.
shoe that came with a plastic insert, and it's specifically shaped to not increase your toe box. So I do not understand why Jordan Brand shipped these with cardboard in them. I would send them back with an angry letter, but I'm not sending them back. So
You don't send them back. You'll never get a pair ever again.
then they'll just resell them to someone else with a cardboard insert in them. It's just
If nobody's for anybody who's never heard it, who happens to be listening to this and hasn't heard the previous episode,
oh, you
when
got to
the
go
Cool
there.
Grays came out in what 2010, 2011, probably. Um, Kendall
You
had
had
a
to go there.
pair.
You had to
Kendall
go
had a
there.
pair,
Oh
and he
man.
wore them one
Here
time,
we go.
and then they were stolen from his dorm room.
Here we
So
go.
this is a big time. This is a big time in history for Kendall to get a rock and stock pair of Cool Gray 11s.
Yeah, thanks for your help on that, Ryan. I
Oh,
appreciate
it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Happy to help. I also got a pair myself. It took Kindle entering like 4 or 5 different raffles. It took me
it. Did.
entering 4 or 5 different raffles and hitting up sneakers. And I hit on, I don't know, foot action or finish line or something like that. So I did, I got lucky and I got a pair.
What you got for your honorable mention there?
So my honorable mention is the Mosh Pigeons. So I pulled the trigger on a pair of Mosh runners finally. I like everything he's done. I just hadn't had a chance to make that decision to buy them. They are a little expensive, but they are pre-order.
You can spell Mosh for
So
us.
yeah, so Mache. So if you want to check out Mosh Customs. Like I said, Mache. His customs are amazing. He does a lot of stuff for football, a lot of cleats. But he probably about a year ago, year and a half ago, he started doing his own silhouette, the Mosh Runner, and he's done a bunch of amazing colorways. I love all of them, but the way my finances are set up, I got my checking and my savings, and I I probably bought too many sneakers, and then he drops one, and I can't buy them because I've already spent my sneaker fund. So finally, he dropped the Mosh Pigeons, and I'd probably been drinking, so I pulled the trigger and finally got a pair.
Well, when they're pre-orders like that, you got to get on them fast, and by the time your money transfers from your savings to your check-in, you done missed it. So
You
I
probably
don't
missed it.
blame you. I don't blame you at all there.
Now he does a really cool thing. He does a 72-hour window.
Oh,
He drops a new silhouette, and then you have 72 hours to buy that shoe, and he's going to make as many as are ordered, which I think is awesome.
that's what's up. I tried
Yep.
to give you an out, and
No, no, no. I figured I'd just go
you
ahead
rolled
and
the
let
bus right
let the
over
people
that.
know. Yeah,
You rolled the
yeah.
bus right over the
Everybody
out.
needs to know about Mosh. What's your honorable mention?
Well, my friend Randy he got me a hoodie for my birthday this year, and it had Nike SB on it. Knowing I only have one pair of Nike SBs, and that I can't wear them anymore because they are completely trashed. Side story: I tried to send those to the Cobbler's Kicks. They wanted to charge me $400+ for those shoes. Plus, I had to source my own soles to do the sole swap. And I said, well, that's about 4 times retail, so I'm not going to pay that for the. But anyway, it's another story for another day. So because the hoodie was heather gray, I had to pick up, some SBs
There we go.
to go with the hoodie. So I picked up
Yes,
these nice
sir.
silver high top SBs, which don't get a lot of love these days unless you're a reseller. But yeah, I like the reflective on these. The toe cap is very fresh. I don't see any creases, and these were used when I bought them. I had to clean up the soles; they were quite dirty, so that's how I knew that they were worn. And they do still have that sticker in them that you were talking about
Still
earlier that
got
is
the
now
sticker.
cemented and permanent in the shoe. So yeah, I appreciate the reseller I got these from. They weren't too high above retail, probably because they haven't received any hype on Instagram. So yeah, I really appreciated these. These were my honorable mentions, my first pair of SBs in at least 10 years.
Well, I have not received the Mashas yet, so I was having a debate. I ordered them in 2021, but I've not actually gotten my hands on them yet. So I felt like they should make the honorable mention list. Also, two shoes that were in the final list before I picked the top five were the Clot Air Max 1s and the Cool Gray 11s.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah.
also wanted to pull out the Carmine sixes. Waited a long time for those. I had shoes that I wanted to pull out, but you made me stick to five. So
Gotta
I
stick
thought
to
I'd
five.
follow
You
the
gotta,
rules.
you gotta tighten it. You gotta narrow it down.
Well, hey, we'll close it out with some current events. So we talk about Sircastletees on this
Yep.
podcast a lot. A local customizer in North Carolina. He's not yet evolved to Saya or Mash's level yet, where they're actually designing their own shoes and working with the factory to get those out. He's a customizer that really focuses on the color changing pigment within shoes. He does a lot of dope characterizations on shoes as well as controllers. In 2021, he opened up his second store, which was at South Point Mall in Durham, North Carolina, in Durham County. Now, 7 months later, the people who own the mall are trying to kick him out in his lease, trying to say that they're cutting down on the number of shoe stores when the mall has his store listed as a specialty store, not as a shoe store. So I figured that the other 10 or 11 shoe stores in the mall probably complained that this business did about $1 million in retail in only 6 months. And because they saw their numbers down, now they want to get rid of the competition. So they pick on the store that has the smallest legal team and try to boot them out. So anyone that follows Sircastletees on Instagram or sircastletees.southpoint, I'm sure you've heard about this story, has been featured on the news. Um, it would be really great if the owner of the mall honored their 1 year lease that they gave the business and extended that lease based on the amount of business that he's bought to a shopping mall. Shopping malls are like a place where there's like stores and like there's like a hallway between the stores and it's like indoors. So you don't have to like be cold when you're walking around and stuff. Some people go there just to walk around. They're called mall walkers. And walking is like a thing that you do with your legs and your feet, like when you're like standing and like in motion. So it's not really like a VR thing. It's like it's not in the metaverse. I don't think they put walking in there. But yeah, so just wanted to bring some attention to Sircastletees and the legal battle they're having with the people who lease the store space to them and all the positivity that they bring into the community and how they should definitely be able to keep their retail space despite the other billion-dollar companies complaining about likely losing revenue due to having some actual competition because all the foot stores they all are under one conglomerate now, and then you have JD which bought up the other foot store, so literally there'll be like a Foot Locker and what is it, Champs in the same mall, but they're owned by the same company. So it's like, why do you have both? And you're this huge conglomerate, this huge semi monopoly over selling kicks. You
Yeah,
got any current events
absolutely.
for us, Randy?
Well, I want to fill in on that. Number one, um, you said there's a place that you can go and buy things, like a physical place. Like you don't have to shop on the internet,
For now, before the metaverse replaces everything.
which will happen eventually. I worked in the mall for a long time, so that's a place that I love and avoid. Um, but I spent my time and I paid my dues. Um, I would also like to say it is interesting how most of the stores, most of the shoe stores, they are owned by the same company. Um, Sir Castle, he he is also a reseller. He does buy shoes to resell them. His prices are not terrible. So if there's a shoe that you couldn't get on sneakers or you couldn't get from one of the foot sites,
Or you want to trade in your
then
collection and
or
refresh it.
or you want it, which I've actually sold shoes through Sir Castle and I didn't get drugged too bad, so I'll give him a little love there. But his shoe customizing is amazing. The controller, the video game controllers are incredible. His artwork is incredible. But I just want to say that I think it's ridiculous that they're basically taking a store that they gave a provisional lease to and they're pretty much using that provisional lease as a way to make an example and to say, we run shit and we're going to make these decisions really no matter what your lease says. And according to the information that I've read is that he had to hit a certain profit number to keep his lease, which he did hit. So I'll be very interested to see how this plays out over the next, few weeks, few months, a year, however long it takes. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
have
don't go to that mall except to go to that store. Malls are losing stores left and right. I don't know the last time I saw a Sears anywhere.
J.C. Penney.
So if Sears and J.C. Penney left all this vacant space at the mall, why not let a profitable business fill it?
I mean, if Foot Locker and Champs are owned by the same company, I don't see why you got to have both of them, right? Especially when the shoes I want I can't get
They're
at
not even
either
in
one of
there.
those
Like
places.
what?
I like
What
there's
are Foot
not
Locker and Champ selling that's actually on the shelf that they're mad that nobody's buying it?
somebody's gonna buy it. There's plenty of people who are gonna buy those
People
shoes.
aren't getting our general release shoes.
Yeah, like
Oh, poo poo.
there's plenty of GRs that I like to buy, but I'm probably just gonna buy them online. Sir Castle, you're going for an experience,
All
and it
right.
is an experience. And like I said, like if there's a Jordan shoe that you can't get, you go spend like $50 extra and you can actually get them from Sircastletees.
Like if the company that owns the mall is complaining about them not getting enough business, are they going to ban Foot Locker from having a website and selling shoes online and say that you can only sell shoes in our malls?
Oh, that's not true. That's not happening. No, that's a whole different level of I think you said it earlier. That's a bigger legal team.
Right. Right.
Yeah. 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 Well, there was also I mean not yeah, we can get into it. There was also like some issues about fights and shootings at South Point. And I think they're looking for like a scapegoat, honestly. And I think they're saying, all right, this is a new store. it's black owned, and we're looking for a scapegoat. We're looking for a way to say that our mall is safe if we get rid of this one person, which is, it's outrageous because there is no way that this store and this owner is the reason that these things are happening. These things were happening before this
Absolutely.
store was
I
here.
mean, we're in Durham. That's what happens.
Right, exactly. They're just looking for a scapegoat, somebody else to blame, so nobody blames them.
Like, how do you have a shooting in the parking lot of a mall that has 100 stores, and you say, "Oh, the shooters must have been in that
Oh, it
one
must have been
store
that one guy. Oh, it's
that's
that one guy.
upstairs"?
It's because we have that one store here. We should just get rid of him, and everything will be peaceful.
Or maybe it's because they converted all their mall security into Santas for the holidays, and they had they didn't have enough top flight security,
Well,
Craig,
now top flight security.
of the
I'm
world,
gonna tell you,
Craig.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. The security guys at the mall, they can't do shit
Well, I
anyway.
know who wasn't shooting the security
The
because they do
security.
not have guns.
The only reason I go to South Point is for Don Julio's. I do really like that restaurant.
That is a really good restaurant. The
Yeah,
first time
I
I had it
do.
was in Maryland, so it's not just a Durham thing. But yeah, Don
Okay,
Julio's was
okay.
popping.
Yeah, it's
Have you
I
seen the
didn't know it
tortilla
was other
machine?
places,
They have a
but
tortilla machine. That's
yeah, that's right.
crazy,
And they
crazy.
do the chocolate pinata. Do you know about the chocolate pinata?
Oh yeah, where you crack open the little
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's there's like churros
yeah.
and fruit in it. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm down for that. So I'd be fine if they just got rid of the whole mall except for Don Julio's. They just make a big ass Don
So like
Julio's.
Northgate Mall in Durham,
Yeah.
which is just a big empty building now.
Oh, Northgate. That's a man. That's a throwback
Because
right
this is
there.
America.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Sircastletees. Hope that they make it on the other side of this. Hope they get to keep their spot. I've been to plenty of shoe stores at South Point and could not find anything that I actually wanted to buy off of the wall. So, what I would say for current events, I just noticed today that Nike is going to fire any unvaccinated employees.
Wonder if that includes athletes they sponsor.
I'm curious about that myself. I think it's probably just people who go to the actual Nike headquarters,
Oh, so
but
Kyrie is
also,
safe.
yeah,
Well, not safe from the virus, but
is
his
LeBron
shoes
safe?
are safe.
Yeah, I I work from home, and Kendall, I think you work from home as well. I'm pretty sure that most of the people who would work at Nike headquarters work from home also. And I think this is just a way for big companies to start getting people back in the office because they're paying for an office and they want people to be in that
Oh, Nike doesn't
office.
just have an office; it's a whole campus. It's
Yeah,
like three
like Google.
universities. They have their own townhouse. They have their own housing, like room and board covered. If you work at the headquarters out there in Oregon, it's a beautiful campus. It's humongous, and I'm sure the property taxes are outrageous.
See, so if they're paying those taxes, they got to have people in the seats.
But
So they got to have.
they could just make more shoes, but they don't like making money. So
I
we've been through
still
this.
wonder how the whole making more shoes thing would work. Like they must be making shoes based on some sort of aggregate data related to how many shoes have been bought in
You
the
said
past,
aggravating
right?
data,
Yeah,
some kind of aggravating
aggravating.
data.
Yeah,
Yeah,
aggravating
it's
data.
very
Yeah, that's
aggravating.
right. Yeah, very aggravating.
Just like I'm sure their gross margin is gross.
It's gross.
It's gross.
They're probably doing fine. Make more shoes. I think the last thing we'll talk about is there anything coming up that you're really excited about? Any shoes that are about to drop that have been released or that they're the news has been released that you're
Well,
excited about?
Jordan Brand seems to only drop shoes that I want in March and April.
Yeah.
So this March, looking forward to some specific sixes that are coming out. I'm not going to call them out so the resellers can gouge me.
Right.
I'm
Of
just gonna say
course.
there's some sixes coming out in March that I like. How
I
about you,
like
Rand?
it. There's a couple of SB dunks that are coming out. I will not mention them. Same, so I don't get
There's
gouged.
no hope. There's no hope. You said they're
There's no
SBs?
hope
Yeah, there's
anyway.
no
It
there's no hope.
doesn't matter. They're SBs. I'll if I want them bad enough, I'll probably be paying resell, and then the resell will be so high I won't be buying anything else. Um, but that's about it that I've seen. I haven't seen anything super exciting yet. We'll see what happens as we get through the next couple of months.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed in the 30-year anniversary of the Jordan 6 in 2021. Haven't
Yeah,
seen any hype around the 30th anniversary of the Jordan 7. So there'll probably just be a bunch of Jordan 1s coming out like every year.
probably a lot of ones. I've seen some fives that I don't really like, and
Wasted leather.
uh, if I
Wasted
was
leather.
I will say the Cardinal threes that are supposed to come out. If I was a Washington Redskins fan, and I say Redskins because for my whole
I was gonna say
life,
that doesn't exist.
that's fine. For my whole life, they've been the Redskins, and I apologize if I offend anybody, but that's just what they've been
Well,
called
you're also a Braves fan, so you're not
my
really
whole life.
apologizing.
So I'm not apologizing for that. Uh, though, if I was a Washington football team fan, which supposedly they're changing the name here soon, I would get the Jordan 3 Cardinal. But other than that, I haven't seen anything that I'm super stoked about.
You should be able to take a general release pair to Nike, and they can use that leather to make you some purple lobsters,
Who can we call about that?
like a recycling program. But they just actually make the shoe you actually want.
Can we make that happen? I That's still on my list, and I'm not spending $1,000 to get them.
Like if they would stop making monarchs, there would be so much material
So
available.
could I just buy two pairs of Monarchs and then they just make purple lobsters out of them? Because that would be amazing.
I mean, if a customizer could do that, they'd get all the money.
They're doing all this, zero carbon recycling stuff. So I don't see why they don't have a machine where they could just break down the shoe, break down the sole, and then make purple lobsters for me.
Is it really zero carbon if the UPS truck that delivers my shoe runs on diesel?
No, it's not. Not at all.
Is it really
It's the
zero carbon
same.
at the shopping mall? When I go there, the air conditioner, it's running on electricity that was created by, coal ash plants run by Duke Energy.
It's the
I
same
don't.
thing as if I buy a Tesla. That Tesla was built in a factory that still uses fossil fuels to build the Tesla.
Absolutely. And then the components of the battery were sourced from wherever they find the chemicals in those batteries that don't just, rain down from the sky.
Right, right. They didn't plant and grow those chemicals.
Carbon neutral.
Carbon neutral. It's That's why you got to look closer to see. They always say it's like this is 20% recycled
Or
material.
it's offset because they planted some trees that are going to,
Yeah.
convert that carbon into oxygen.
I do appreciate the tree planting though.
But where are they planting the trees? I haven't seen one picture of a tree farm. Where are these trees? Are they going to their employees' houses and just putting a little shrub in the front yard? And
I haven't seen the trees either. I don't know what the trees are. I think we need more details on that. Where are the pictures? Where are
and are
the
they cut down
pictures
after a
of the
year? Like,
trees? Right. Yeah, are we
I need
using these
proof.
for something?
They're in the metaverse. They're in the metaverse.
I don't know anything about the metaverse. I know nothing about it.
Well, you got
Um
about 3 weeks to catch up.
yeah, before it just takes us all
It
over.
just takes all of us.
I don't own any NFTs. I don't own Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure You know the movie Fifth Element? Do you remember the movie Fifth Element?
No, but what you're saying is everything you own is fungible instead of being non-fungible.
What? Yeah, exactly. And what I'm saying is that when it all happen, like I'm just gonna be broke. You know, like I'm doing all right now, but I'm just gonna be broke because I don't own any of this cryptocurrency. And when the world goes to trading in nothing but cryptocurrency, I'm screwed.
That's the future.
You don't seem bothered by
That's what
this.
the future is for.
You're just like, yeah, that's the way it is. We're just we're just screwed. We're just gonna be huddling up.
Probably around a fire and a trash can
Yep.
because everyone else has a VR headset on or their new Apple lenses, and
It's
they're
gonna be
just
like Ready Player One.
yeah they're living the dream and we're living reality.
Well, I'm living in reality, and I'm hoping that that sticks for a little while. But we do both work for tech companies, so I guess we have to appreciate it a little bit.
I mean, you were telling me to watch The Matrix, so apparently you already know what's going to happen. It's all in The Matrix.
Well, this is all fake.
Is it?
It's all fake.
Is
Yep.
that was that the red pill or the blue pill?
Until you're red pilled, this is all fake. None of this is real. These these shoes, they're not real. They're just it's just digital.
Well, this is a video.
This is a video.
You could have CGI'd
Kendall,
them all in.
that's all I got for the crew today. What do you got left?
No, I'm just going to shout out the small businesses we talked about before. We talked about Good Energy, talked
Yep.
about Side Collective, we talked about Sircastletees from by Mikey Phillips.
Talking about
So
Mosh.
we talked about Mosh. Shout out to small business. They keep America going. That's all I got, Rand.
All right. Love it. Thank you, everybody. Hit the Instagram at the Soul Therapy. This has been good. We're glad to be getting back into this. Again, this is Soul Therapy. I'm Randy.
I'm Kendall.
Peace.